Hello, everyone. Who's calling it the Carabao Bins now? Shall we get him in there? Shall we get him in there? Little can of the mixed berry. Shall we call him in? Because I'm a happy boy. I'm a happy boy. This late night lounge. Come on in, FK. Let's have a little sip, shall we? There it is. What's that? That's what we're sipping on at Wembley, baby. That's what we are sipping on at Wembley. Because you, my friend, you ran a poll in September. Oh, who cares about the Carabao Bins? The Carabooty. Oh, who wants the Carabooty? I want you as the host to run a poll now. Who wants to win at Wembley? Who wants to win at Wembley, FK? Because your first message after full time was how we getting tickets, lads. And you, my friend, are not invited. There's a party going on at Wembley. I am the host, and this trophy is for me. I will be sitting on the cup. I am the trophy tonight, FK. And you, my friend, your snack check is humble pie. Your snack check is humble pie.
Let's get him out of here. We don't need him. We don't need him. A very warm welcome to everybody watching here on the Late Night Lounge. It's Friday, the 6th of February, and I had to let Wayne have his moment. He is Mr. Carabao, Mr. Carabobbins, Mr. Carabooty, and he is very, very happy this week, as I'm sure you all are. So there's lots to talk about. We're going to look back at the Chelsea game, what it means for Arsenal, getting to that final against our more recent nemesis, Manchester City. And of course, the Barclays is back. We are talking about Sunderland at home tomorrow in the 3 p.m. kickoff. A chance to go 9 clear before Manchester City even kick a ball. And they are at Anfield on Sunday in a super, super Sunday. Welcome to the show. Hope you're all very well. Hope you've all had a fantastic week. I am feeling refreshed. I'm feeling rejuvenated. I've had a very, very busy first 5 weeks of this year. And this week, I feel like I've had a breakthrough moment at work. I've managed to get through most of my stuff. Endless hours, endless long days and nights, working into the late night, early hours of the morning. And I feel good, and I'm ready for Prime Barclays this weekend. Welcome to everybody watching. Let's go straight to the chat. Tamina was here first. She says, Arsenal will smash Sunderland 6-0 on Saturday, FK. I hope that you are absolutely right. Rhinestone Samurai says, the thumbnail is insane. My man, you know, Fordham Football, to be fair, created the template, and I just keep going week by week by week. Harsh, welcome to the show. Need the win. Hopefully Liverpool get a result. Will be a great weekend if that happens. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if we extend the gap at the top of this Premier League table and Manchester City lose at Anfield? The vibes on Sunday might be off the charts. Paul James, welcome to the show. Good evening, everybody. The hate is real. The attacks are personal. Yet I can think of no greater compliment to my club that they've rattled all the gobshites and haters so much. We're back, baby. That might be my favorite comment of the night. And we're only 2 minutes into the show. We are going to talk about LinkedIn Liam and how he was absolutely absurdly, weirdly aggressive to a fellow professional. I've just talked about it on TikTok. We will talk about that at some point. And Arnie Slot getting involved. Egghead talking about how you've got to play beautiful football rather than winning trophies. I mean, what is going on? Everyone's piling on. So we're going to enjoy some of that delicious debate. V Vlad, good evening all. Wayne's going to be unbearable tonight. He's already given it. You guys have just watched him do something very unusual. AFC 777's here. AFC 777, you are a channel member and a new Patreon member. I am so, so grateful for your support. And that is the perfect time to welcome all of our channel members and Patreon members and new TikTok followers. Yes, Latte Firm is on TikTok. Don't quite know what I'm doing yet. I will get the hang of it, but we are there. Thank you for everybody tuning in as well. If you're tuning in for the first time tonight, let me know where you're watching from across the world. Let me know what you're snacking on. That is, of course, a new piece of heritage that we have for any new timers. What else would I say? Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. So let's bring in Mr. Carabobbins. Come on, let's get him back. Have you calmed down now, Wayne? Some decorum.
I will never calm down after this because this is the rocket, man. This, you know that boat that Arteta was talking about? The Carabao Cup is the captain. That's what it is.
I think you said the Carabao is the boat.
The ship is called Carabooty. That's what we're calling it.
Okay.
And look,
okay.
Man, it's been obviously a while since. Well, I say a while, like three years, whatever, since we've been to Wembley. We were there together for the Community Shield, and what a day that was! Even though that's not a major trophy, but just that sense of relief at full time, man. It was just fantastic. And look, I know that no one's talking about it. Wally joked about it in our studio conversation that we had a few weeks ago. Right now, today, we are on for a quadruple. That's mental to just even talk about. I don't think we'll win it. I don't think any Arsenal fan realistically says we're going to win the quadruple. No one's ever done it. But today, right now, we are on for a quadruple. And FK, you didn't want that. You did not want us to be on for a quadruple.
Look, we have to be serious. I don't think we are going to win the quadruple. And all I will say is that as much as I look forward to Wembley now, and as much as I enjoyed Tuesday night and Wednesday, to be fair, we've been living in a Kai Havertz wonderland. I hope that this has no adverse effect on the final stage of the season. If anything, I hope it has the positive effect that you told us it would all have if we were to win it. Let it be the catalyst. Let it be the first of many games against Manchester City that we're likely to play in a very short space of time, that we can dump them out of all trophies. But as Ampalash says, hey, good evening all. Get ready. Grab some popcorn. Wayne, brother, make sure you have your barbecue smoker or whatever tool you need. He's been barbecuing. He's been cooking me all week. I'm going to be honest. M. Welcome to the show. FK pops to the shops to forget his, because he forgot his snack. No, I haven't forgot my snack. I was just late, man. Do you know what happened? My wife today had a sort of half a dozen of her friends over for a brunch at our house, right? And so she asked me to put all our clothes away, and I forgot. And so she's basically put all my clothes away, and I couldn't find my jogging bottoms anywhere. I was going through cupboards and drawers and pulling everything out, and yeah, that's why I was late. Evening Firm says 433. Evening to you, brother. Hope you are well. And Ampalash has asked about Yembele. Yes, of course, our special guest, a special regular, is just about to join. But Yembele, unfortunately, cannot make tonight. Unfortunately, his daughter is feeling poorly. We wish him and her all the very best. And Yembele, you're being missed, my friend. Has he recovered from going to the office yet? I'll be honest with you, he ain't going to be in rush hour 3. To be honest, I can't do more than one day in the office, he says. It just sucks out all the energy from me, even though it's only 20 minutes to the city. Yeah, look, he's been new job, a couple of weeks in. He's been going every day. He came to the Emirates in his office garms, corporate Yembele. Had a sort of scarf wrapped like a cravat and a very long Charles Tyrwhitt special blazer.
Leather Hitman gloves.
Mate, leather Hitman. What the hell is that about Yembele? Come on. But listen, really, we send him obviously all of our best wishes. And if you guys are following him on socials at Verge59, do send him your best wishes. Nobody likes it when kids are sick. Dan Fry says these thumbnails never fail to make me laugh. Thank you so much for that. Talking of thumbnail, unfortunately, I didn't have the skills to do it. Couldn't really add Dobbo in last minute, but here he is in person. It's Dobbo.
Here we go.
Stranger, how are you, mate?
I'm good. And let me just say, just to come back, that start from Wayne was absolute cinema. And just so Wayne doesn't come at me, I've always rated the Carabao higher than the Champions League. Just to put it up there, like the Champions League's kind of here, like kind of mid-tier, like kind of, yeah, Carabao is like stratospheric level. So we will be there. And yeah, what a start, what a way to come back.
I love it. Well, listen, it's great to have you back, Dobbo. I know you've been a very busy boy flying around the world. It's great to have you here. We're going to talk a lot tonight about the Carabao. Let Wayne have his moment. We're going to talk about Liam Rosenior and some of the antics that we saw on the touchline, his terrible ball control as well, which is very amusing, and just the way he's generally reacted after his weird, aggressive rant at one of his fellow professionals, one of our young goalkeeping coaches, might I add. We'll talk about Arne Slot, who's been talking about, the importance of playing beautiful football and how he'd rather play beautiful football and be known for that than winning a title and playing boring football or something along those lines. And of course, the Barclays is back. It is back this weekend, and we have a gargantuan opportunity, chaps and chapesses watching, to go 9 points clear of Manchester City, who don't kick a ball until Sunday when they play Liverpool at Anfield. Now, let's get snack check out of the way. Any first-timers in here are wondering what's going on. These are our Friday late-night lounges, chilled vibes, talk about Arsenal, talk about whatever you want. Chuck questions at us. Let us know what you're eating. Let us know what you're watching. Let us know what's on your mind. Let us know what's going through your veins in terms of Arsenal, obviously. No more of that content from last week. But we're going to do snack check, and this is where the chaps tell me what they are going to indulge whilst they are doing tonight's show. And chat, let me know, what are your choices of snack tonight? So, Dobbo, as a someone coming back for the first time in a while, why don't you go first? What you got?
Well, I had a bit of a panic because you texted me about 40 minutes ago saying, Dobbo, get a snack. And I was like, okay. So just to start it off, I've had a good tiramisu tonight. We went out for dinner, had a banging tiramisu. So that was there. And then I just realised that I had this kind of stored away from Christmas. So it's kind of a stocking filler. But I've got one of these like mega bags of like 60 mini Haribo things. So I thought, why not? Let's bring all of them and not eat all of them because I'd probably end up dead by the end of the stream. But let's try and get a few tonight. So
I think you might just be sponsored by Haribo.
I should be.
Haribo. You should be Haribo if you're watching.
And they've not been in the freezer tonight, so controversial takes.
Yeah. They haven't. By the way, Dobbo, if you can go to your audio settings and turn your mic volume just a touch lower, I think you're certainly coming across as quite loud to me. But if you can do that, that would be fantastic. DJ D10 says FK is invited. He is always invited. And 433s, yes, I was cooked. Sam enjoyed that. Shorov, welcome to the show. Hero Down Under, welcome to you, my man. Hope you've had a good week. What sort of weather is it out where you are at the moment? I mean, I think it's your summer, right? So you must be enjoying that. What a monologue from Wayne. Come on, let's not give him any ideas. Look how massive his head is already. Let's not, fill out the screen and not let him able to sort of leave the room. But he says, makes a very random question even more interesting. Okay, what's your random question? Whoa, here we go. What does the first minute before you go live look like? I assume a little mother's meeting on agenda for tonight, and then like a countdown from the three of you. Do you know, it's a really good question. We don't really have a sort of full agenda. I normally text the boys beforehand if I get a break to pee at
That's
work.
a lie. You text us if we go live at 10.
Yeah.
You text us at 9:57.
Yeah, I mean, I still text you. Factually, it's correct, right? So I still text you. I text you a little bit of an agenda. And I have to say, I'm going to throw it back at you. Every week, I ask for ideas, and it's tumbleweed. Yet this week, in the spirit of the Carabao, he's come back with an absolute blinding topic. And chat, I want to get you involved. This is about the Kai Havertz moment on Tuesday night was fabulous, but where does it rank in all Emirates history? We're going to talk about that as well. Welcome FK and chat. Come on, you Gunner, says Mafia Boss. Jeffrey Adams here. So many channel members here. It's fantastic to see. Lots of odd behavior from all manners of people. Very weird. Yeah, indeed. Slot and Racina really going to town. Lee, welcome to the show. Another Patreon member says snack check, butter chicken. Lee, also make sure you accept your ticket. I know you've got a ticket for the Sunderland game tomorrow, courtesy of the Patreon group. Make sure you accept that. Butter chicken, what a great way. So Dobbo's got his Haribos and his massive jug of tea. Wayne, what you got tonight?
So going back to that comment that you flashed up a little while ago, I think from Rory about being the first person to taste the Carabao. I've been hunting. I don't think it exists. I've never seen it. I don't think they're sold in England.
Have you ever had one, Dobbo?
I've never.
I've not seen one. I couldn't tell you what the can looks like.
Yeah, and mate, Wayne, this guy is a global phenomenon. He goes to like every airport in the world.
Yeah, I've not seen one at any airport anywhere ever.
Where are they? Are they Thailand, Japan?
There must be. I mean, they can't. You cannot sponsor. And it just sums it all up, doesn't it? You cannot sponsor an English domestic trophy and not exist in England. Chat, let me know. Does Carabao exist? Have any of you tried the Carabao energy drink?
It's Thailand for it.
Thailand, is it? Okay. Rancid, no. What are you doing? You can't not care about the League Cup now.
Not tonight. How dare you?
We're at Wembley. You got to go big. You've got to go big.
Apparently, Morrison's are the retailer in the UK that sell them.
I didn't even know Morrison still existed.
Of course you didn't, Mr. Club level, while us peasants down here, we queue up outside Morrison's at opening time. I have to be honest, I haven't seen a Morrison's in years either. But I will be there.
There's one opposite Highbury and Islington tube station. So tomorrow, when I get off the tube, I will go in Morrison's and I'll see if I can find a cup of Carabao. Right,
I'm going to do that. I think final day, the preview show, Wayne. Actually, no, we should maybe do it afterwards because if we do it as a preview show, we might get sick. God knows what's in that stuff.
Can you imagine? Let's wait until we've won it.
Indeed. Drexstar says, Snapchat, Greek yogurt and white Maltesers. I hope you are joking. That cannot be... What, together? Dobbo, really?
I see the vision. I see the vision. This is a masterclass. Tactical decision. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I might be wearing joggers. I might not be wearing joggers.
It's a late night lounge.
Imagination. Yeah, late night lounge, Latte FM after dark. V Vlad says, top surprise, haven't seen Dobbo on the channel for a while. Dobbo, welcome back, my man. Melissa says, snack check, water and creatine. Not long back from the gym. Go you, Melissa. Go you. I don't even. What is creatine? Is that some sort of powder? Is that
Like
some
a
sort of
protein,
protein
like
thing?
a protein
Is that
thing.
all right? You mix it with water. I thought you have to mix it with milk.
You
You're
can do
asking the
protein
wrong
powder
one,
with both, to be fair. You can do it with both. It tastes better with milk, especially for powder, at least. I don't know about creatine.
I wouldn't know. Naturally hench. DJ D10 says, snack check for Dobbo is cold tea with a cup of some warm tea. Greek yogurt with peanut butter cup mix. Wow, Greek yogurt's really popular. CGT Crossley says, good evening, firm. Huge glass of Pep's Tears for snack check tonight. Come on then, Wayne. What do you have?
So yeah, when I couldn't get the Carabao, I kind of settled for one classic, the crispy M&Ms. The crispy M&Ms. I prefer them to the peanut ones. I much prefer them to the peanut ones.
Listen. You've had your moment, right? You've come on here into my house and you start going on about crispy M&Ms being better than yellow.
They're better than yellow.
Don't even.
They're better than yellow. Let's speak facts here. Come on,
look.
facts over agenda tonight.
No. Look, we're not doing this, okay, boys? We are not doing this. We need to maintain our class levels, just like Christopher says. Salted pumpkin seeds and raw Jarlsberg cheese. I don't even know what sort of cheese is, but it sounds damn good. Yellow M&Ms are the kings. You know this. Ooh, Ampalash is feisty. Snack check tonight is roasted FK on carabao beans. Mixed nuts and milk. Wow, we are all healthy tonight. I love it. Karen Cat says Spanish omelette, ready for a food coma. And Manny says Boss Man grilled chicken, chips, salad, and naan bread. Hope you got some sauce on that as well, man. M. Dot says snack check. Mum called and said she made a chicken biryani. I couldn't say no. Enjoy that, my man. Enjoy it. Chicken and sweet corn homemade pastry, vegetable Jamaican patty. Yes, I haven't had a patty in a while. It's calling. Haribo's Peter Sagan's favorite snack during the races. Have I missed something there? Is that some sort of weird innuendo? Who's Peter Sagan? Should I know that?
No idea.
I don't know. Christoph, please elaborate, unless it's inappropriate.
He's a Slovak former cyclist, apparently.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. That's very good. The knowledge of sports is elite in this place. Hundreds of you watching live on YouTube, by the way. Do press like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching for the first time and enjoying it, which you obviously must be because we're talking about food on a Friday night with three Arsenal boys. Peanut butter on a burger bun with a slice of ham and a slice of cheese, as high as a kite. Okay. Hero Down Under says it's 24 degrees down under, which is great. Mohammed's in the house. Says big up, guys. Hi, FK Wayne. Mohammed here from Palestine. It's a long time since talking to you about Arsenal. Hope to talk to you soon. Pray for Gaza. Of course, we wish you all the very best and your family, Mohammed. Thank you for tuning in, as you always do. Anajit says chicken palau. Ooh, I like it. Okay, well, my snack check tonight, given that it's practically Easter, no kidding. If you go into any UK supermarket, the eggs are out.
It's been like that since Christmas. It's been like that
but I noticed this absolute delight. It's a Cadbury's egg Biscoff filling.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was my reaction. Let me tell you also, Cadbury's cream eggs were always so legendary, but the Galaxy Caramel cream egg is the one.
No,
is it Galaxy
my girlfriend's it's Galaxy Caramel.
No,
my girlfriend.
Is it the Cadbury's Cadbury's Caramel? Is it?
But it's filled with caramel.
Caramel one.
It's
caramel one.
Unbelievable. I mean, that is top tier confectionery. Like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Lee says he's got the ticket downloaded. Thanks, FK. Thank you so much. Again, just a serious shout out for Patreon members. If you want to join a growing community and support the channel for the price of a coffee a month and have access to match tickets, all face value, of course, and have access to a great community, get over there, patreon.com/lattefirm and support us. Refuse to work with betting companies because they do some pretty horrific things to some very vulnerable people. And of course, it goes a very long way to the running costs of the channel. Paul says mini chocolate rolls and a cup of tea. I like that. Lee's skipped the snack straight to the main course. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Keep all the chat active. I'm so far behind already, but I really appreciate all of you joining. So let's get into the Arsenal chat. Before we do that, legends, I have discovered TikTok. I don't even know if you guys are on it. But if you want to get your latte firm fix, look at that. What's there not to like? FK happy, FK in bed, FK going nuts at Kai Havertz's goal. I'm figuring out what I'm doing slowly, but you can head over to Latte Firm. I did a video on Liam Rossini today. It went wild. I did a video on the goal. Tried to capture the full-time whistle on Tuesday and got Kai scoring instead. And that went viral as well, which is pretty cool. So please do check out Latte Firm on TikTok for all of you TikToksters. It's latte.firm at TikTok or whatever it is. I don't know.
Just search for Latte Firm.
Just search for Latte. I just need to stop doing that, don't I, Wayne? Yeah, just go to Latte Firm and search for. No.
Go to TikTok and search for Latte.
That's what I'm talking about. My man right there's got all the facts. Right. Let's do this. Let's reminisce, ladies and gents, boys and girls, about Tuesday night. Wayne, it's your moment. My friend, tell us how you feel, how you felt, how it moved you, how your life became complete on Tuesday night.
Well, I just want to confirm we're allowed to first, because Liverpool fans have said we can't celebrate. Gary Neville said there was a pitch invasion. Everyone said that we've overreacted from just making the final. So I just want everyone's confirmation that we are allowed to be happy and we are allowed to talk about this right now, because look, I don't care whether you go to the final every single year, or I don't care if it's your first one ever. That feeling is always going to, as a football fan, mean something. Whether it's the smallest trophy in the season or the biggest trophy in the season, you want to be competing across all fronts, and you want to end the season with something. And like I've always said, you start the season out, the Carabao Cup is not your number one priority. You don't want to put it necessarily over the league. It's not over the Champions League. I know we joked about it a little bit earlier, but you obviously want to win those. But at the end of the day, you want to win something at a bare minimum. And we've not done that for quite a few years, and this is a real opportunity to do so. And coming into the second leg, this tie should have been finished. Like at Stamford Bridge, it should have been over. We shouldn't have had any nerves going into this second leg. It should have been absolutely comfortable. It should have been just like a party, really, just like a bit of a procession. But obviously it wasn't like that going into the second leg. And I'm so happy that it happened the way that it happened. Obviously, in the moment, in real time, watching the game, obviously we were lucky enough to be some lucky enough to be inside the stadium, watching from home, listening on radio. You're going to be tense. You're going to be nervous. It's 0-0. One goal from Chelsea could change absolutely everything. But it was just like a big brother or a big sister keeping their hand out and keeping a little brother or sister away while they're trying to swing a big punch at them. Like, we just didn't leave second gear, and we just kept them at arm's length the whole time. And it was just comfortable for the majority of the night. And I don't understand how we've been criticised for our performance. Do you know what it reminded me of, FK? You know when we used to go like away from home and you'd get the away goals and you knew that, well, they're not going to score 2 goals in the second leg. You just kind of see it out. That's what it felt like to me. And because we're so good defensively, we were able to get away with it. And yeah, the picture of Kai, the scenes there, I'm so glad it went down that way, because for him to have that moment in the last minute against a team that he so obviously hates, for him to then point at the badge, for him to send us to the final, it was just beautiful. And that sound at full time, I think, will be remembered by Arsenal fans everywhere, because it was just like a sense of relief and happiness all at the same time.
I think I got carried away with the atmosphere on the night in the moment of the goal, 97th minute, whatever it was, Kai Havertz beating that lot, because, we hate that lot. But for Kai Havertz to then celebrate in front of the North Bank, and it was just magical. And I didn't for once think in that moment that, oh my God, this is one of the best nights ever. But walking away from the ground, the jubilant mood of the Arsenal fans and the expectations now of going to Wembley and the excitement surrounding that. Thanks, Wayne. It kind of, you brought it home to say, do you know what? We've maybe just experienced one of the best nights at the Emirates. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. But before we do, I want to get Dobbo's thoughts. I mean, Dobbo, to beat Chelsea and to do it in the way that Wayne's just said, the first leg felt like a 4-1 game, but it ended 3-2. And I would have felt nervous going to Stamford Bridge if it was the other way around and it was the second leg for us. But I think at home, and you have to remember how good we are and how difficult we are to beat. And you think about the 3 defeats we've had in the 38 games or whatever we played, right? The Dominic Szoboszlai extraordinary free kick at Anfield. The Emi Buendia, top player. Late goal as, desperation from Arsenal and trying to sort of defend it. 94th minute, sinker, dagger. And then, a back pass and 2 sensational worldies from Manchester United to get the points. That's how hard it is to beat Arsenal. And I think, when you watch that game again, we were in complete control. And it's like, we sort of just had him, that sort of prank in the playground at school. You sort of keep the small kid away from your arm's length, and he's just like, let me at you, like Scrappy Doo, basically. Couldn't even lay a finger. I mean, it was very calm. And in the end, we knew that Chelsea would become maybe a bit adventurous and try doing something because the setup was so defensive. Arteta would have got caned for that, by the way. And then, they just opened up, and they did. And we sliced them open, carved them open, scored a goal, and happy days. Dobbo, what did you make of it all?
I thought it was a masterclass, to be honest. And I actually think that it was kind of almost a blueprint for what we're going to do in the Champions League, no matter who we have, because this is the way round it's going to be in the Champions League. Every single leg, if we manage to make it all the way, we are guaranteed home leg every single tie until the final. And I think this just proved that if we can get something away from home, which we are more than good enough to do, we've kind of got that blueprint now where you will come to our house and we will see out anything. We will just see out whatever you chuck at us. You've not got it. You've not got it in your locker because we've got more. We've got more. And I thought over 2 legs, it was a mature performance, especially when you kind of look back. And I think we have struggled in semi-finals, especially 2-legged semi-finals under Mikel Arteta. And I think this is almost a coming of age moment against a Chelsea team that no matter what stage that they're at, they're not kind of Chelsea of 10 years ago, where you'd kind of think, okay, yeah, this is a top team. But they're still a good team, and they're still a tough team. And we went there and we schooled them in their own backyard. Like you said, I think it was more of a 4-5-1 coaching rather than a 3-2. I think they were lucky to kind of have something to cling on to coming to the Emirates. And then we just schooled them. I think if we had to kind of go through the gears, like you said, we didn't leave second gear. If we needed to move into the 3rd, 4th, 5th gear, if we really needed to, I think we could have turned it on. But at the same time, I think it was a professional performance. I don't think we had to exert too much either. It could have turned into a real physical scrap where we could have had to run for 90 minutes. But I don't think we had to do that. I think we controlled it very well. Our maturity was good. And I think it feels like a coming of age for this Arsenal team. I think now that every little piece of the puzzle is now starting to click into gear, and that 1,000-piece puzzle that we've spent 5-6 years building, you are now inserting those final few pieces, and hopefully at the end of the season, it's a masterpiece. And yeah, the way to do it, the last minute dagger. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it because I got home too late from work. But even in my living room, like I was running around screaming. My girlfriend was chucking things at me like, "What are you doing? Why are you being so loud at this time of the night?" And it just goes to show what a big moment it is. And I think, yeah, we sit here, it's the Carabao Cup, like Wayne said, we've not won a trophy in a while, we want to win it. But this could really be, that this is the first part of what could be a very, very special season. And we could look back at it in 10 years and say, that Carabao Cup is where the dynasty started. And I think that is where it's going to start.
Let's hope so. And so many people in the chat saying, I'm so glad that Kai Havertz's striker slander has ended. He scores goals, simple as. Big goal for him. Big moment. And I think, just on the sort of pitch invasion that everyone's sort of been pitching, is actually nothing to do with, I think, going to Wembley. I think it's to do with they've seen a player who's been out for months and months run through on goal. And it's a moment that Kai Havertz will have worked so hard for. We talked about it last week. When you're injured as a top level athlete, not that I would know, but I've sort of read about it and heard interviews about it. It's a very lonely place because you're out of the club setup. You're not training. You're not in and around the players. It's always sort of, club doctors, physios, rehab, hospital, back, forth. And that is a moment that he would have worked so hard for in terms of recovery. He's had a couple of setbacks. And he's in that moment. He's played through. Beautiful ball from Declan Rice in front of the North Bank, closing down on the North Bank. He's probably gone all slow motion in his mind. He's approached the goalkeeper. He's rounded him and slapped Sanchez on the bald head as he sort of passes him. And then he's just slotted it into the empty net. And the place has gone bananas. And the players, I think, have run off. And it's so good to see Ricky Calafiori stripped off to his kit, even before the ball's hit the back of the net. Let's not tell the FA or the EFL. But it was a wholesome moment. And it's nothing to do with the fact that we're going to Wembley. Arsenal are a club of heritage when it comes to cup competitions. We've been to Wembley more times than most. We know what it's like. So, that narrative's just got to stop. By the way, very happy birthday to Tudor Madeline, who turned, I don't know what your birthday was on Tuesday, Tudor, but you did say it was your birthday, and that was a fantastic birthday present from the club to you. Guna Dave says, love every single one of those pictures. I was on the steps when he scored. I ended up jumping on some poor bloke's back. I didn't injure him. Dave, you're a big lad. I hope that guy is still alive.
He knew that it was going to be a scrap for cup final tickets, so he thought, let's get one more gone. There's one less in there. There's one less in the pot now.
Can I just say on that point about Calafiori, how Jobsworth do you think they wanted to be? Because there's technically 12 players on the pitch before he scores. I was somewhat surprised that VAR didn't intervene, because that just feels like something they would do.
I mean, yes, I didn't notice it at the time. I've sort of watched it back on, sort of replay, and every time I watch it, I think to myself, ref's going to play his whistle any minute. But obviously, it's already happened. Yeah, I mean, I guess, eyes of the law, you shouldn't have any other players on the pitch. But I have to say, when you go to away grounds in particular, you see some of the home players actually warming up inside the throw-in line. So, mate, what goes around comes around. We got away with it, and I'm happy. Jay Dime, my favourite steward from the Arsenal, says, how's it going, lads? Jay Dime, it's going really well. If you've not already taken it in, we are still on a high from Tuesday night. Love it. Let's talk about where this ranks then, chaps, as an Emirates moment, because this has come up. I don't need to tell you guys. Why not? Let's reminisce. Reece Nelson, Bournemouth. Oh, what a moment that was at the Emirates. Arshavin against Barcelona, racing away with Samir Nasri in front of me in the North back. Declan Rice, last gasp winner against Manchester United. And
where's the Declan Rice free kick? Come on.
Mate, I didn't even include it. Didn't even include it, because that is forever etched into our memories, I guess. And I think that's probably number one. I think everyone talks about it as being number one. So Thierry Henry returning for the Arsenal against Leeds United. Song, Henry, chance, goal! Oh, John Champion, what a legend. And Danny Welbs from that Ozil free kick against Leicester. Do you remember that? Yeah. So chat, let me know, where does this Kai Havertz goal stroke moment stroke maybe sort of result, lie in terms of Emirates moments of all time? I mean, look, Dobbo, you've gone first. You've mentioned Declan Rice. I think that is unequivocally the best night we've had. The second free kick, goodness me, I honestly thought I was going to pass out. I was so out of breath after celebrating that second free kick, and it was just like delirium. Well, I'm going to answer this question while I'm speaking. Actually, I think it depends what happens for the rest of the season, because for me, I look back at that Reece Nelson moment and I love it, but it hurts. It hurts a little bit watching it in a weird way, because when that actually happened, I thought, this is it. I thought, this is the moment that you're going to see on replays when the montage is made at the end of the season, when you look back in 10 years and you speak to someone and say, that year we won the league, that was the moment it happened. But realistically, we could look back, if we go on, win the Carabao Cup, win the Premier League, potentially another trophy. That's already a special season if you do the double. So I think we could really look at that moment and think, this is where it began. This is where it began. The delirium, that's where it began. So I think for me, I'm going to reserve judgment but at the moment, the Rice second free kick, pinnacle for me. I mean, that's one of the best goals we'll ever see at the Emirates. I mean, I'll go against the grain. I said it's sort of unequivocally everyone's favourite moment. I think upon reflection, and if I think about it and try and remember my mood after that game, I was buzzing, obviously, that we'd slapped Real Madrid and it was 3-0 in the end, Mikel Merino. But that Reece Nelson moment is something special. Go on, Wayne.
Yeah, I think we've agreed on this before. I think that regardless of what happened after that and to end the season, I don't think in my Arsenal fan lifetime I've ever felt like I felt at that particular moment, because it was the 99th minute or whatever it was. It was literally all or nothing. It was pandemonium and everyone went mad. And it was from a player that you don't really expect it from. Like, he's been a quality player, but for him to pull out that moment was just mental at that time. I think for me, up there as well, I know that you've got the return against Leeds, but the header winner against Manchester United from Thierry Henry.
Oh yeah.
Late on to win that game, that's another one. And I think I spoke before, one of my personal favourites will always be Fabregas taking the ball from Spurs at kickoff and going from 1-0 to 2-0 immediately when everyone's still celebrating the first. No one even knows that the game has kicked off again yet, and suddenly you're turning around and it's 2-0 and everyone's still celebrating. I think it has potential to go high if, like Dobbo says, we do special things later on in the season. In isolation, it's a brilliant moment for us because it's the first time in a while that we've won a game in to get to Wembley. But even if he hadn't scored, we were still going to Wembley. So in the context of moment, I think maybe it's not as high because it's just like a feel good story, which is nice. But yeah, if we kick on and do what we have the potential to do, then yeah, it will go up higher in the memory moments for sure.
There's some great shouts in the chat, but this one has just come out of nowhere. Ozil walking in a winter wonderland. Do you remember that? Liverpool 2-0 down, 3-2 up, only for Helmet to go and fuck it all up in the second half. But what a goal that was when he's the sort of Ozil signature ball bouncing over the goalkeeper that night. And I will always remember that night. I wanted to kill Wally. We were 2-0 down and he was slating Wenger. Wenger out, Wenger this, Wenger that, Klopp this, Klopp that. And then as soon as Ozil smashed that ball into the ground, I swear I was smashing that boy's head into the floor. That day he had me. And then when flipping Helmet went and conceded in the second half, Wally was back on top again. There's some fantastic moments. I think I have to agree with you. Reece Nelson for me, I think will just be unrivaled, and people watching will be thinking, what the hell? Like the Declan Rice, Real Madrid, free kicks, Champions League, what? No, I think the story of that game being 2-0 down and having 20 minutes to rescue it, and the run that we were on in that season, the expectations that we all had, and I know it amounted to nothing, but in that moment when we'd won it and the whistle went, I really crave that same feeling of walking out the stadium. Everyone had their chests out and everyone had such high hopes and euphoric sort of love for the club. Like everyone thought that this is it. And we're going to have that moment again this season. I'm sure of it. Like, I'm not talking about a last gasp winner. I'm talking about a moment where we think this is it. It's going to happen. And it's just going to feel so good. And like, I think the way that everyone celebrated, I remember, Erdegaard on the floor looking up to the heavens and Gabriel slamming down on his knees and Saliba running away and smashing the corner flag and the subs bench coaching staff all on the pitch and Reece just sort of, humbly sort of running away from oh, mate, what a game. Oh, what a game. What a club, eh? What a club. Okay, well, look, I mean, the question is, where does Kai Havertz's goal rank? I have to say, sadly, as much as it was a brilliant night on Tuesday, I don't think it really touches any of these, if I'm being honest. Would you guys disagree, or any sort of shouts for top 5?
I don't know. I think it's still hard. I think you're probably hard pressed top 10 still.
Yeah, if it was different and it was 2-2 on aggregate, for example, and that won us the tie, then I think you're talking about it a bit differently. But not. I think it will be lucky to even make top 10 at this point. And even that's a bit of a stretch. Has he gone on mute? Are you
I can't hear him.
You know what? I was drinking water. My apologies. Didn't want the glugging of the water to be on mic. No, I mean, this is a great question from Vinny. This was the goal that obviously followed the Declan Rice.
I think this goal was better than the Declan Rice goal. Oh my goodness. Like, because you already had that, like the buzz was in the stadium, and then I remember the pass being played through to Jesus, and you kind of hear the roar, And then he sits down Dallo, everyone goes silent, and then he just slots it in the corner and everyone goes nuts again. Yeah. And I don't think we'd quite recovered from the Declan Rice winner at that point. So you're still you've got the endorphins rushing through your body. So it's like a double endorphin. But yeah, that for me was special.
Actually, I think you're right. I think obviously to get the goal that gives you the lead, it goes from obviously fear, because I think Garnacho had the ball in the net and then it was called back for VAR, and you're thinking, all right, we'll take a draw. You're planning your social media game and how you're going to deal with all the sort of rhetoric online. And then all of a sudden Rice scores and your mood is just like, my weekend's going to be awesome and we're all going to be happy. And then, yeah, because we broke from the other side, right? And Fabio Vieira with the delicious ball and Jesus sitting down Dallo, and then sort of, the quad, and then everyone going nuts, mate. That was insane. Sake's God says, bringing a tear to my IFK. Hopefully you're talking about these football memories. It's been absolutely superb. High as a Kite says, it's in my top 30 moments. Hampalash says, not even in my top 30. 433 says, Rice free kick for me. I think that is a very popular choice. Ezra says the hat-trick against Spurs. What a day that was.
That was good, yeah.
Well, Welbs is there. He's in the picture, my friend. Kenny, he's in that bottom right image. That was the one. I mean, that day, I started crying, man, in the crowd. I didn't celebrate. It was I remember there's two friends of mine, Nikki and Vicky, who've been season ticket holders for a long time, and Yembele was next to me. I don't think I knew Wally at that point, because this was back in 2015 and 2014. This was for the 2015 season, I think, or something. I can't remember. And then Mesut Ozil took the free kick. Welbeck scores 94th minute, and that was it. Like, everyone was going nuts. And I was just in tears, man. I can't explain it. Still to this day, I don't know why. I think I just became very overwhelmed with the emotion. I didn't even move. Yem just looked at me and said, are you all right? And I was like, I feel I'm gone, mate. I'm done. So when this season finally ends and we are onto a good thing, mate, I'm going to be a mess. I'm going to be an absolute mess. Hand of Arsenal bomber. Amplash, is that just one of your highlights of the Emirates era, or has something actually happened? Wayne, don't know if you want to check the old group chats.
He's tweeted about Max Dallman. Has stepped up his training to join. Max Dallman has stepped up his training program and is expected to join first team training real soon. Saka is targeting the North London derby, as Simon Collins excellently reported, but there's an outside chance he returns sooner, depending on recovery.
Well, there you go. Hand of Arsenal is in the chat. And of course, he's in the Patreon chat as well. If anybody wants to join that community, he is there. Okay, let's move away. But before we do, I did put a poll out at your request about M&Ms. Believe it or not, the sorts of things that we talk about on this show. Which are better, crispy or peanuts? And 65% of our voters tonight have not let me down and decided that peanuts are the elite ones. They are absolutely right. Crispy, no. And they're good.
That's the same 65% that didn't want to win the Carabao.
Yeah. Touche. Let's move on to the Carabao then. So the road to the final. This is what the season looks like. Our friends at @now_Arsenal with the graphics. We are top of the Premier League, which we'll talk about shortly. Top of the Champions League, into the knockouts now, and into the Carabao Cup final, Wayne. How good does that look? And of course, fourth round of the FA Cup awaits with Wigan in the draw. So the Master versus the Apprentice. Dobbo, what a mouth-watering tie it is for the neutral, the top two teams in England. Manchester City have won this trophy more times than probably any trophy they've won in their little tin pot history. But it is a trophy that Pep Guardiola likes to take seriously. And I got to say, as much as we love underlying stats and metrics and how hard we are to beat and all that sort of stuff, that all goes out the window for a cup final. Cup final can be decided on moments, can be decided on the day form, morale, decisions, all sorts of things. Is it a game that you look forward to, Dobbo, or is it a game that you fear?
I don't think fear is the right word. I think there's going to be some nervousness and a bit of angst, and just because it has been a while since we won a trophy, and City in that period have won so many trophies and beaten us to the Premier League several times when we thought that we could win it and we would go on and win it in past seasons. And obviously this is kind of potentially the moment where the the Pep dynasty really does end and Arteta begins his. It is kind of, this is a real kind of set up story moment that Pep kind of finally leaves City at the end of the season, because Arteta has now finally taken the keys. He's snatched them. He's run down Holloway Road with the Premier League, with the Carabao Cup, with the UCL. He's running down the road in front of Pep. So yeah, it's one of those games that you feel, I think, a range of emotions. Obviously excitement, because it's been a while since we went to Wembley. Like, Wayne said, we went to the Community Shield final, or whatever. The Community Shield is not a final, it's technically a final, but in 2022, and that was a great day out. Sun was shining. What a beautiful day that was. But this is kind of the moment where you win a bit of silverware properly, and this is what could really propel us. It can make your season go either way. But at the same time, I think we've got to be humble. We've not won a trophy in a while, so we need to go and we need to do the job. And like you said, it's in those moments. This is where we see what this squad is truly made of. I want to win the Carabao, and here we go. See, everyone's on board now. But yeah, I want to win this trophy because I want to win every trophy. We've got the squad. We're good enough to do it. We've got the depth. But there's still a long way to go. And like you said, it's 90 minutes. But let's see what this squad's about. And yeah, the other thing as well is I don't like the prospect that we could potentially face Man City like 5 times in the space of like 29 days or something ridiculous that someone came up with that stat. So I hope that is not the case, because I don't think I could watch an Arsenal-Man City game 5 times in the space of like a month. That would probably top me over the edge just a little bit. But yeah, it's a cup final. It's a mix of emotions, but we've got to go there. We've got to have the belief. We are a better team than Man City at the moment. This is the time to prove it on a big stage. In a final. I know it's the Carabao Cup. It's not the Champions League final. It's not even the FA Cup final. But it is a moment in a final to get one over Pep, to get a trophy on the board, and really start a run of silverware for this club.
Pep Guardiola and Manchester City will be writing a letter, apparently, to try and see if Mark Gahey can be released for the final. A rule applied to Antoine Semenyo. He played for Bournemouth in the competition earlier rounds, got knocked out. Now he finds himself available in the final, but Mark Gahey, of course, doesn't. A guy with a view, Paul James, says Mikel Arteta has never lost at Wembley as an Arsenal player or manager. There we go. And Jonathan, yeah, the ITK here says, get your Manchester City memberships for extra tickets. Yeah, a lot of Arsenal fans doing that now in the anticipation that City will not be able to sell out their allocation. Who knows? Wayne, how many times have Arsenal won the League Cup?
Oh my God, they've not won it since they won it when I was like last 2 or 3.
Mr. Carabobbins doesn't know the Carabobbins history.
Listen, I just know that I've not seen it willingly. I think I was only 2 or 3 when we last won it. So
that's just not true. We beat Sheffield Wednesday in 1993. I was
40. Born in 1991.
Yeah, so 40. And we beat Liverpool actually 6 years before that in 1987. It was one of my first ever memories of football, actually, which was great. So 2 wins in the League Cup. How many times have we been to the final? Hazard a guess?
5. I know Birmingham obviously lost. Man City lost.
How many do you reckon, Dubbo?
Yeah, I'd say 5 as well. That would have been
our 9th League Cup final. So we don't have a very good win ratio. High as a kite, the pennies just dropped for him. City, 5 games within 29 days. I think that's laughing into tears, really. The Birmingham loss, Benny says, was so frustrating. Did not expect that at all. That was the one game. You know that Gary Neville clip? That was the one. That was the home banker. That clip that's going around. That was the one that I thought we would absolutely just tear Birmingham apart. And we were good in that first half. And then Obafemi Martins, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. That still hurts. Still Barry Ferguson's little tap on the head as well. Oh, mate. We've got some demons to exercise, man. My God. Rory says cup tying rules are stupid, to be fair. Whoa, Rory, don't knock it. We don't want Mark Gahey turning up in the final. Let me tell you. Paul James says, yeah, we won it in 1993. That was the last time we, of course, did lose to Manchester City just a few years ago. 3-0 in that final. Remember that ball straight over the top over Mustafi's head?
Mustafi, oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah,
and then
9 times.
Didn't they beat us that same week at the empty Emirates?
They absolutely battered us at the
Emirates like 3 days later.
Let's not talk too much.
Nobody turned up. It was like cold and miserable.
Leroy Sané just had a.
To be fair, in retrospect, that some of the football City played that day at the Emirates was absolutely sensational. But yeah, let's not do that again. Let's reverse it. Let's beat them
let's do the
3-0.
other way.
Let's go to the Etihad and then beat them 3-0 2 weeks later.
Okay. By the way, Saka is God says, I'm not scared of City one bit. We are considerably better. But I said just a few moments ago, my man, form goes out the window, stats goes out the window, everything goes out the window of a final. I just hope that we all turn up as supporters if we get tickets. I hope the players turn up, and I hope that they are buoyed on by the starvation of trophies and silverware that we've had for so long at this magnificent club. And I hope that we can deliver it on the day. Yeah, surprise Mustafi made it as a football player.
Are you guys aware that straight after the Carabao Cup final is a 2-week international break?
Yeah.
No, why does that matter? Do we care?
Because you sit on it.
You're sitting, whatever the result is,
Oh,
you've got that 2-week gap.
See, I'm Mr. Positive here. I'm not even thinking about defeat. But let me tell you this. Let me see you and raise you. If Manchester City win, if they win, I don't even want to ask the question. How much does that derail literally everything?
Oh no, it shouldn't do.
It goes both ways. I think. I think you can fall off either side of the cliff. I think it.
No, but you can't. No, but my point is, you can't say that. Oh my God, winning this is going to be the catalyst, and we're going to win the lot. But like losing this is going to be such a statement, and the given that we've got the 2-week break, that is going to manifest. And it is going to get worse, and the noise will get louder. And how does Arteta control that? How do the boys just brush it under the carpet and think about the league?
I guess what happens until that point as well will play a big factor because
the league will be over.
Yeah, we've got 6-7 league games. We'll be hopefully would have done the round of 16 in the Champions League. So hopefully we can sit there and say, okay, we're still 9-10 points clear with 5-6 games to go, 7-8 games, whatever how many it's going to be at that point. And we're in the quarterfinal of the Champions League and we're in the next round of the FA Cup. So regardless of what happens, I still think we're going to be in a phenomenal position. And hopefully we're not going to lose. We're going to win. Let's just go with that.
And like I told you, FK, and we had this conversation, 7 of the last 12 winners of the Carabao Cup have then gone on to win another trophy in that same season. Now, Mr. Captain Positive responded to me, well, 5 of the 12 didn't.
Hey, I'm good at arithmetic. What can I say? Yeah, go on.
But yeah, it normally or more often than not, you got a more than 50% a higher than 50% chance that if you win the Carabao Cup, you then go on and win something else. And we're in a good position to at least get a couple. But again, although the Carabao is never the priority, the main one, at least if our season does capitulate, you can look back and say you left with something and you have something to be proud of.
To be fair, O'Malley, welcome to the show, says it's only 6 games left after we've come back from the international break. Final is on the 22nd of March. 2-week gap. We're in the 2nd week of April. I can take it. But you know what? If we had 6 games back, 18 points to play for, we could be 21 points ahead with 6 games to go, and I'd still be nervous. That's just because I'm a mess. Winning will give us buoyancy, says Dan Fry. A loss will make us fight harder. I hope you're right. I hope I've not made anyone cry. Remember to stay humble. We are. Listen, we do. We are. We will. Greetings from Dallas. I want the quad. That's not unrealistic, is it? Says Scott Graham. It's not unrealistic. Dream, baby, dream. Dave says domestic treble is a real possibility. Let's move away from the League Cup and let's talk about Chelsea being our dogs that we took out for a walk. I want to say this because Jose Mourinho clips have been doing the rounds where he was asked about the
10
Arsenal
games.
fans. Yeah, 10 games. They have not beaten me in 10 games or whatever it was. Well, how the tables have turned, bitch. Mikel Arteta is unbeaten in 10 games against 5 managers of Chelsea Football Club. What this guy is doing in the biggest games, honestly, I don't think we dwell on it enough. I don't think we let it sink in. We used to pray for times like this. Mate, there are performances in these run of games that Chelsea can't touch us. They have not touched us. They haven't got close to us. We're on a different planet. And Liam Rosenior was talking about how he thinks they're so close to us. But honestly, forget about Rosenior. We're talking about him next. But Mikel, I mean, what a man. What else is there to say?
Yeah, especially when this season in the league our big game performance or our big game results haven't necessarily come out the way that we wanted them to. But before this season, we were 24 unbeaten against the top 6 sides. This year, for us to win the league, and I think we all spoke about it in the summer, it was never about beating the top 4 or the big 6 sides. It was about beating the teams that we struggled against, the West Hams, the Fulhams, the Evertons, the Brentfords. And that's got us into the position that we're in at the top of the table. Obviously, you're going to come up against big teams in cup competitions, whether it's the Champions League, whether it's the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. But you're going to have to do what you're going to have to do against them. And we've got enough history now under Arteta to know that he's capable of doing that. And like you said, it's come such a long way from your boy Wenger's time in those big 6 games where we were getting 5-0, 6-1, 8-2, even though that only happened sort of the once. It was always against Chelsea, especially, and at Stamford Bridge. It was always big scores. It was regularly 3-0, 3-1, and they were just outplaying us. And that just doesn't happen really under Arteta anymore. So all credit to him, all credit to the boys for stepping up in another big game. And then there's just more big games to come now for the rest of the season.
Indeed. Dobbo, is there anything you want to add to our remarkable record against the biggest of clubs, but Chelsea in particular?
It's fantastic. But yeah, I agree with the sentiment that Wayne said. I think our record over the past 3-4 seasons in the big games has been very, very good. But it was about the consistency of beating everyone that you expect us to beat week in, week out. And realistically, that is the reason we're top of the Premier League by 6 points this season, because our record against the big clubs hasn't been the best when you actually look at it, but we are beating everybody else and collecting 3 points in a league that has quality to trouble you every single game. So yeah, it's phenomenal, and hopefully long may that continue against Chelsea, and hopefully we can kind of bring that mentality that we are good in these big games still, when you look at our record over the last 3-4 years, into these finals, into these big moments. So yeah, it bodes well.
Indeed, it does. Thank you for that. By the way, hundreds of you watching live on YouTube right now. If you're tuning in for the first time, please do, of course, subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the video. It's a massive help in terms of raising the profile of the firm on YouTube. And if you're new, get involved in TikTok. I'm new there. Don't know what I'm quite doing yet, but it's been really good fun. And if you're listening on Apple and Spotify, do give us a kind review. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Love you for all of that. And of course, our channel members and Patreon members. Let's move on to a bad day at the office for LinkedIn Liam. I really hate this guy. Like, I honestly, he's just, I'm so, that was a bit aggressive, wasn't it? To be fair. But I have such a strong dislike for him. I find him jarring. I find him irritating. I find him completely delusional. I find him too much of a corporate LinkedIn Liam, exactly like we just said. And he is the footballing David Brent. But my issue is not that, chaps. My issue is, as I said on TikTok earlier tonight, there was a moment, I'm sure you've both seen this, in the game, or the run-up to the game, where Rosenior is out there watching his players do the warm-up, and one of our young coaches has come to retrieve a ball that must have been from a wayward goal kick or long pass in some sort of pre-match warm-up routine. Completely innocent, completely irrelevant, completely harmless. But you see Rosenior talking to him, a fellow professional, saying, stay there, fucking stay there. And then he'll say, stay in your half, or fucking stay in your half. And it's like, what? I have never, ever seen any manager of any club, and I've been supporting this club and watching football for a long time, be so weirdly aggressive to a fellow professional for a ball rolling into the opposition half during a pre-match warm-up. And mate, he's lost it, and I've lost it as well. I'm so angry about this. Like, I have this irrational frustration with just that moment, because I'm like, what the fuck were you trying to do? And you look like a dickhead. Dobbo, come in on this, man.
Yeah, I think he's one of these people that tries to be likable, and that makes you unlikable. Do you know what I mean? Like, to be likable, you need to be naturally likable. Like, there's certain managers like Jurgen Klopp that, even though he was the Liverpool manager and we were competing against them, I liked Jurgen Klopp. I thought you could tell he had personality. You could tell he was a good person. And I think it's something like Mikel Arteta. I think people try and get onto him and pretend that he's this like unlikable, narcissistic character. When you actually break it down, he's just a genuinely nice bloke, and they just hate us because we're Arsenal. But he's one of these people that really forces it. There was that clip of them after the Napoli game when João Pedro's getting interviewed and he comes up and he's like staring him in the face, and he's like, and I'm just like, just let him do his interview. Like, leave him alone. If you've won the Champions League, yeah, go great gate crash your interview and pour champagne over each other's heads. But yeah, it's one of those. I don't really think it was acceptable. I could understand if we had someone coming into their half and putting down cones, or like there was actually players that started moving into the half. But when it's a rogue ball, and actually calm yourself down. We own this pitch. This is our pitch. I don't care. Like, this is our pitch. You're in our ends. So yeah, it's one of those that I think it wasn't a good look for him. And I think it's kind of had a negative reaction. And I think I like him as much as the quality of his touch in that picture there as well, which was absolutely horrendous. So yeah,
I did enjoy him looking back at the Chelsea bench.
Yeah, and there was they're laughing in the background.
Funny.
Yeah, but I think it's one of those that just like, be humble as well. You're not a top manager. You're not a Jose Mourinho at Chelsea who's done it and won it, and he's got the aura behind him to kind of make that statement. You're Liam Rosenior. You've not won 3 games in a row. Like, relax yourself.
Wayne, what I find even more sort of jarring is how he had the audacity in his press conference after the game to talk about, there's etiquette in football and Arsenal didn't respect it. And it's like, mate, you've just sworn at a fellow professional for picking up a ball that rolled into your half. Like, it's not that deep. If you're talking about etiquette and class, take a leaf out of your own book. Wayne, what did you make of it all?
It's just a bit stupid, because the reality is he's only done it because the camera's on him. I don't even think he himself, if he looks back at this moment or thinks about it, I don't think he himself will be proud of it. I don't think he himself will think it's necessary. If the camera weren't there, he's not doing it. It doesn't matter. If it was at Stamford Bridge, he's not doing it.
Look at this. Drex, sorry to interrupt. Klopp used to stand in the semicircle watching the opposition warm up. I mean, could you imagine?
Walk up to him at Anfield.
Just look up at him.
F off, Klopp. Do you know, this is so sad, because we spoke about him before, and I, obviously before this incident and before when he talks in like pre-match and post-match interviews, I find him quite engaging, and I think he is quite interesting to listen to. I think he knows the game well. He's quite tactical, but this was just nasty and it's so unnecessary. And for someone who speaks so well in those interviews, it was just anti him. Like, it was the different. If Arteta had done it, you kind of see it because he gets fired up on the sideline. So you can kind of see that kind of.
He'd have got killed for that.
No, of course.
Yeah, he'd have been strung up outside the Emirates and flogged by Gary Neville. Gary Neville would have been there chucking stones at him.
Absolutely. But the point, if you see him getting angry at like an opposition player or something like that, you would understand, because you see that level of passion from him through the 90 minutes on the touchline. This guy doesn't do that. Like, he's very sort of calm normally. Like, it was just because that moment the camera's on him, he tries to make a statement. He tries to make a point. I don't really care about what he said in their pre-match press conference today. He was asked a question and he's answered it. It shouldn't really be like, a journalist shouldn't be talking about this anymore.
No, but Wayne, don't talk about etiquette. Don't talk about. There is no. I've seen this so many times. Goalkeepers are always doing their long balls or distribution kicks.
Yeah,
the ball will go out of touch. The ball will go into the opposition half. Don't talk about etiquette and class.
And then act like that.
And act like a prick.
And also, can I just make, like, we've seen it with Pep quite a few times when he's got fired up and he's done something to kind of what was the incident that happened a few weeks ago? And the first thing he said in the press conference was, "I'm really sorry, I shouldn't have done that." He had this is a guy who's probably the greatest manager of all time, and he's had the balls to stand up and say, "Yeah, I apologise, that was wrong." And you've got Liam Rosenior saying about etiquette. Have a bit of etiquette yourself, like, yeah.
It was just unnecessary and it was just nasty. Like, it just felt and looked nasty, and it was just looked like a guy who was trying to make an impression because he's new. It's like the new school teacher giving detention to the loudest kid in class, like the most popular kid in class, because you want to stamp your authority. But then they're just gonna turn on you in the end, because that's all what they do.
It is. And listen, I retract. Obviously, hate was said in the sort of heat of the moment. I don't hate him. I don't know him, but I just find him jarring. And I do agree with you. He comes across as a very intelligent guy, Wayne. And obviously, breaking into a largely white man's profession. And I like the fact that he's trying to do some really good things. But you don't help yourself when you just put yourself out there and you make weird comments. There's a clip going around. I think he was at some sort of event yesterday talking about how Chelsea are close to Arsenal. And it's like, you're not. You're miles off. And we will see about that when you come to the Emirates again in just a few weeks' time. That is going to be a fun game. There we go. LinkedIn Liam. Yeah, not going well for him. And it was very, very amusing to see him miscontrol that ball. But everyone's at it. And Billy Carpenter, one of our own chaps. Wayne, you'll love this. Do you remember the old manage line that he put? Men aging. Oh, I'm not supposed to value the Carabao? In English, Carabao. If you split the word, it's care about. And that's what we're doing here. We're caring about. That is a masterpiece. Billy Carpenter. Oh, mate, honestly, what an absolute legend. Billy is tremendous. I've been trying to get Billy on Latte Firm for a long time, but of course he prefers to write. He's on Substack. You guys are asleep if you're not following Billy. His writing is pure cinema. That's probably the best way that I can describe it. Let's talk about Arne Slot before we look ahead to Sunderland. He's come out saying, as a manager, you can win the league, you can win the Champions League, you can win the FA Cup or a League Cup, but the biggest thing you can win, rather, is that you play the nicest football to watch. Wayne, your laugh says it all. Discuss.
We played the nicest football to watch for 15 years, and what do we have to show for it? Everyone laughed at us. Let's not move the goalpost now, because last year, when you won the league, you didn't play the nicest football to watch. You played the most effective football to watch. Jurgen Klopp, at his very, very best, didn't play the nicest football to watch, but they won because it was effective, and it was still good football. It wasn't bad football, but it wasn't the nicest football to watch. Pep, at his best with Manchester City, bore everyone to sleep. It's not the nicest football to watch. But when Wenger was playing the nicest football to watch, and we would lose 1-0 to one shot on target, despite the fact we've had 25 down the other end and not been able to score, no one was talking about, well, you won. You won because you had the nicest football to watch. No, it's just so stupid and so unnecessary. And then, do you know what? For him to say that this season, when Liverpool have been crap, I would understand it if they was like drawing 3-3 every game and playing really good football. Okay, if the biggest thing you can win is that you can play the nicest football to watch, well, you're losing matches, and then you're losing in that category as well. So what are you talking about?
Indeed. Danny says nice football doesn't win you shit, unfortunately. And like you say, Wayne, we have played beautiful football for years, and unfortunately, it's just not gotten us over the line. And that's where we are. Dobbo, any closing thoughts on, I guess, anything that we've seen? I mean, the media noise is getting louder. The narrative is getting louder. We're now being sort of, hyped up as the favourites for the quadruples, this, that, and the other. And when it goes horribly wrong, we're going to come tumbling down. What do you make of it all?
I couldn't care less, to be honest. Just give me a couple of trophies and I'll be happy. Just give me the Premier League this season, and anything on top of that is a bonus to me. Just give me the Premier League, and it's one of those that we've had it for years. We had it when we were crap. We've had it now we're good. We've had it when we were decent. We've had it since I was bloody born, and we've had it since you were born. So it's one of those things. They just hate us because we are the Arsenal. And yeah, I agree. If they were playing the most scintillating liquid football that we've ever seen, kind of prime Barca, kind of Arsenal when we were knocking in those fantastic goals, Wilshere against Norwich-esque, but it didn't get us anywhere. And it rarely, there are so many sample sizes. And when you look at it and you think of great teams that played scintillating football week in, week out, there are very, very few. You probably think of kind of a prime Barcelona with their tiki-taka. PSG of last season were playing some excellent football, real attacking football, straight on the throat every single time. But very, very rarely does that style win you trophies on a consistent basis. And I think that this is probably the season that in the last few years that we've been the most pragmatic, I think, in terms of overall. But I think it's one of those that we're managing the season better. The loads of our players look better. We've now got the squad to manage that load, and we're seeing out games. We've got the maturity. So yeah, it's if we play honestly, I could not care less if we scored a goal from a corner every single game till the end of the season and won 1-0. I couldn't care less. I would still be there on the streets in North London at the parade, and I'd be going absolutely nuts. And I'd say, let's do the same again next season, and the next season, and the next season. If it brings silverware to this club, I don't care how we do it, because there are multiple ways to skin a cat. Nobody decides how you play football. There are multiple ways to play football, and we've seen it. We'll see it again. There's going to be a new style that comes out in 10, 15 years, and everyone will go, this is revolutionary. But I don't care. If he was winning beautifully and backing it up with trophies again and again and again, then fair enough. Then you can make those comments. But until you do, zip it.
Indeed. You're getting a lot of love in the chat. Well said, Dobbo. Yeah, look, Arnie Slot, this is a team that came and sat back against Arsenal, and he's talking about how bad we are. Rob, welcome to the show. FK catching you live. They are all upset because you can't give it up them anymore. We have the best squad now. Never apologize for it. We've earned it. It took a long time to get here. Enjoy it. That is a great comment. And thank you, Rob, for tuning in. And thank you for catching us live. Kenny, tongue in cheek. We played the nicest football so much that I hated football. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. And Jizzle McDizzle saying nice football got us only a couple of FA Cups, and that's about it. So this is about winning, and everybody does hate Arsenal, he goes on to say. Right, let's move away from these swats. Not Billy, obviously. And let's talk about match week 25. Gentlemen, gather. 14 games to go. Match week 25. And we have a huge opportunity because, there you see it on the left-hand side, Arsenal are top of the Premier League. 24 games played. Goal difference of 29. And points on the board, 53. Manchester City, after their delicious draw at Spurs, are now 6 points behind with an inferior goal difference by 3. Aston Villa, who also lost at home to 10-man Brentford, might I add, are in third place, and they are 7 points behind. Manchester United have climbed into fourth, 3 wins out of 3 under Michael Carrick. Let's hope that the spoils are shared tomorrow. That's the early kickoff. Chelsea are in 5th. Liverpool are in 6th. Arnie Slot's beautiful football playing Liverpool are in 6th place. And our opponents who come to the Emirates tomorrow without Granit Xhaka are Sunderland, and they are 8th. So the fixtures, as you can see, Leeds have beaten Nottingham Forest tonight by 3-1 as they ease their way up away from the relegation zone. Manchester United host the scum at Old Trafford in the early kickoff on Saturday. We have a lovely 3 p.m. kickoff, and those atmospheres tend to be a little bit subdued. So, ladies and gents, if you are going to the game, including all of you club level prawn sandwich eating, lemonade sipping fans, bring the noise. And Mikel Arteta, in fact, talked in his press conference about getting to the stadium at 2:30. He wants the home fans in the stadium.
He was talking to you. He was talking to you about that.
Hey, listen, don't hate the player, hate the game. But yeah, listen, you need to be in the stadium for 2:30, and you need to sing until your lungs hurt, because we are on the cusp of doing something very special. And the beauty of tomorrow is that we have a chance to go 9 points clear ahead of City, who play on Sunday. So that gives them, overnight to think about how gargantuan that chase is going to be. Bournemouth host Villa, another L for Unai, I fear, or I look forward to. Burnley host West Ham. What a game that's going to be. But West Ham, desperate at the bottom of the table, as are Burnley. Fulham playing Everton. Wolves host Chelsea, and Newcastle, who got smacked in at the Etihad in the Carabao Cup, will host Brentford in the 5:30 kickoff. Brighton kick things off against Palace in that weird South derby. It's a weird derby. It's not a London derby, but it's a derby. They hate each other for some weird reason. And Liverpool host Manchester City at 4:30. So if you're going to be entertaining, Arnie, that's the game to do it in. What's the mood like, Wayne? Looking ahead to this weekend of Barclays, you excited?
No, FK, I'm really annoyed.
Why? What's happened?
I was coming for a scrap tomorrow, and the man I was going to scrap has ducked me in Granit Xhaka.
Listen, let's have it right? If Granit Xhaka plays tomorrow, we're losing. So he's probably second, third best player in the league this season.
No, more than you believe.
I'm very happy.
Own goal would be our top scorer if he was playing. He would be putting that ball in the back of the net. I promise you.
All jokes aside, I'm actually really pleased he's not playing tomorrow. I think it takes the emotion out of it. It takes that sort of reunion, sort of feel good vibes and happiness in the players' tunnel before the game out of it.
Booing
takes the
every
booing
touch.
out of it. You know, you don't want that one guy from club level booing him while he's choking on his prawn sandwich. But no, I just think I prefer to play Sunderland without Xhaka. He has been really good for them. But yeah, general mood going into the game, you must be excited. I mean, it's a home game. Let's go.
I love the fact that it's, again, I think it was similar to last week. I love the fact that it's a 3 p.m. kickoff. Eyes will be off us somewhat. It's always a bigger game when it's a Saturday night, a Sunday, a Super Sunday game. Sunderland will be up for it. But away from home this season, they've not been the best. At home, we are the best. So I think it's a really good fixture for us. And it's an opportunity, like you said, for us to go 9 points clear. And it's an opportunity for us to go 9 points clear when Manchester City have probably their toughest game left in the season schedule. Obviously, they play us, but they play us at home. Going to Anfield is never fun for anyone. So, yeah, I think we go, we get the 3 points, we get it done comfortably, we come away, and then it's all eyes on Manchester City on Sunday, and hopefully the pressure's on them a little bit. Because, yeah, we upped it to 6 points at the weekend, which was brilliant. If Sunderland go and beat us, which I'm not expecting them to do, that doesn't mean anything anymore, and it's back over to Manchester City. So, yeah, one step at a time, one game at a time. Let's get those 3 points, and then it's on to the next one.
Indeed. Shout out to Igal, who is host of Igal Talks Football. Love his content. If you guys are checking him out on YouTube and socials, he says, yes, people, we win this weekend, and it feels like one more step closer to lifting number 14. Yeah, I love that. Thanks, Igal, for joining, and thanks for tuning in and leaving a comment tonight, my man. Afsar says, letting Xhaka go was a big mistake. Paul James says, I'm sure Xhaka will be in the stadium. He might even have to go into the dressing room after we get the 3 points, and he might be celebrating. Who knows? But listen, Dobbo, it's a really big weekend, this, and we've talked about it over the last few weeks about the advantage of playing first or playing second and applying pressure on the opposition team. We have a chance to really kind of stick the dagger in, because Spurs obviously followed us up last weekend after we thumped Leeds on the Saturday. They were 2-0 up, looking like they were cruising to a victory, and Spurs just came out and actually ran at them and played football and managed to get a point. And today, again, tomorrow, again, we have a chance to really just kind of rub salt in a bit of a deep wound, go 9 points clear, and just give them things to think about ahead of Sunday.
Yeah, and the most important thing now at this stage of the season, as we're kind of starting to really approach the running, is points on the board. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter if you've got a game in hand, if you're putting the pressure on, that's great. But at the end of the season, what it's going to come down to is how many points we've got on the board. And sticking 3 points on the board, doing our job, focus on the next game is literally all we can do at this point of the season. Because yeah, it's great. But and also it's kind of one of those that I think over the last 5-6 weeks, it's been one of those where it's been a real cat and mouse. It's kind of like we dropped some points, and then Man City and Villa got a couple of points, and then they dropped points and we got points. It's kind of we've had the knife that's kind of like in there, but we just need to twist it now and kind of finish them off in a much nicer footballing way, of course. But yeah, this is a chance to put the pressure on, but at the same time, let's just be professional. Let's get the 3 points. Move on to the next game. We've got a tough game in Brentford away, I think, next. So let's just get the 3 points, do our job, and then what happens on Sunday? If Liverpool get a result, which I think is very possible at Anfield when they are fighting for the Champions League places, it's very possible. But we've just got to focus on ourselves. Just do our job, because if we do our job and collect 3 points, move, collect 3 points, move, collect 3 points, move. No matter how much looking we do, no matter how much dropping points and push and pull there is, we will win the Premier League, because that's the position that we've put ourselves in. So yeah, it's one of those that it's great, but we just got to do our job. And I think that's got to be the mentality.
I think you're spot on. Just as you were talking, Dobbo, I brought up the form guide courtesy of the BBC. As you can see, Sunderland's form really fluctuating. They are the only unbeaten team at home this season. That, of course, came after United beat us. They remain unbeaten in the Premier League this season at home, and you can see that from the results. A home win against Palace in the Premier League, a home win against Burnley last time out, 3-0. But away on the road, losing to Brentford in the Premier League, drawing at Everton in the FA Cup, and losing at West Ham. And that was a particularly bad day. Granit Xhaka is out, of course. Arsenal, meanwhile, winning away in the San Siro 5 games ago. Manchester United, of course, that defeat, the back pass and 2 worldies, giving United the goals there. Winning at home against Kairat, which saw Kai Havertz come back into the team, into the game, and winning so handsomely at Leeds United 4-0. And then, of course, Tuesday night's absolute madness at the Emirates. Those are the respective last fives. League form for Sunderland. They have played 24 games. They have won 9, drawn 9, lost 6, and they have a goal difference of +1. So a closer look at our opposition. Last time out, and I think Jonathan in the chat, Wayne, look away now, by the way. Granit Xhaka's face probably just puts you off. Jonathan says, Sunderland will set up an almighty low block tomorrow. Early goal is vital. They won 3-0 against Burnley, but they played a 5-4-1 formation. And I have a feeling that Régis Lebris is going to come to the Emirates tomorrow and he's going to park the most disgusting low block. What sort of game are you expecting tomorrow, Dubbo? Sunderland hit and miss this season. Unpredictable. Good at home, not so good away from home. Will it be straightforward for us?
It's going to be a tough game because they're going to come. They're going to set up in a mid-block and they're going to just sit there and try and counter us. And kind of that has been our kryptonite over the last few seasons. But we've got a squad of players that can unlock the door, no matter if we're missing a couple of players in Odegaard and Bukayo Saka and stuff like that. We've still got the quality and we've got the impetus at home as well. I know United was a bit of a blip, but our home record is so strong. Even when you take United out of that, we like you said earlier in the show, it was a back pass that went wrong and 2 absolute worldies. That is a very, very rare occurrence at the Emirates. And apart from that, we're phenomenal. But I think it's going to be it's going to be a tough game because they're going to come up, they're going to set up in a mid block, and they're going to try and catch us on the counter. But I think we will have too much quality. I think it's going to be tight and cagey. But I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Arsenal.
Oh, he's gone early with the predictions. We haven't even talked about the lineup yet, but 2-0. Hold that. Wayne, are you surprised by Sunderland's, form this season so far? I mean, they were not far off the top 4 about 4 or 5 weeks ago. Surprise, Granit Xhaka when he was fit. But, I mean, it's unheard of. Newly promoted and going so strong.
I don't think it is really anymore. They tend to promoted side, or someone at least promoted side, every so often will have a very good start to the season and a very good half of the season, and then will kind of tire out in the second half of the season. And that's kind of what's happening to Sunderland in especially their away games. I'm not surprised by their home form at all. Their fans are probably some of the best in the league, and they've been waiting for this moment to come back in the Premier League for years and years. And their home atmosphere is always jumping. The coach gets them set up to play their way of football. I think it'll be more interesting what they do next year, because I don't think they can play like this again and get away with it. Because as we always say, coaches are watching. Other teams are watching, analysts, scouts are watching, and they will find ways to break this team down. But this season, they're more than safe. They're hopefully looking at a European spot. I think they might run out of legs in sort of that race. And the away form for them this season has been a bit concerning. I think they're down in like 17th in the away table this season. So, yeah, they're very much a team of like 2 different faces, really. At home, they're one team, and away from home, I think why they've probably struggled so much is because they don't really play that type of football. Away from home, they don't sit deep and they don't try to soak up pressure. They just try to play their game, and it's not really suitable for away from home because they'll allow opposition teams too many chances. So I'm hoping that's what they do against us tomorrow. I'm not holding my breath. But if they played the same way that they played at home, they will give us opportunities, and that will only help us in the long run tomorrow. Still on mute, FK.
As Manny reminds us, Haaland has not scored an open play goal since November. I think Victor Gyökeres has twice as many goals as Haaland in 2026 in all competitions. 4-2. Just enjoy it. Drink it in. Let's have a look at Reggie's high-level headlines from his press conference today. He talked about Xhaka. They're awaiting a scan, or awaiting the result of a scan, but he said that the player is doing well. He hopes he can recover. And obviously, near the springtime, near the end of the season is when we're going to have the best version of Granit with us. I think he's almost certainly out tomorrow. Their new Ecuadorian winger, Nilson Angulo, a deadline day signing, will not be in the squad. He will arrive next week, so he'll be available for selection. What else is there? He talked about the Premier League total of points that he's got so far and how he should be thinking, not looking over his shoulder and thinking about safety next year, but he's saying, look, we're not safe yet. We still want to, be ambitious, and we want to get as many points as we can. And he's absolutely labelled themselves as underdogs going into the game tomorrow, saying we've got to be at our best. They are playing at a huge level, probably one of the best teams in Europe. It is a tough but exciting challenge. We will try our best. Don't really have any sort of team news on them, so let's not focus on them too much more. But they are 8th. They come to the Emirates, and they are abysmal on the road, as Wayne has just articulated. So let's take a look at our starting lineup. This is the team courtesy of now_Arsenal from Tuesday. Chat, let me know who you would start before I come to you both. Jonathan says I'll start Gabby Jesus tomorrow. Mike Jones saying Havertz to start. I mean, how can you not after such a great goal in midweek? Manny says low blocks can be frustrating. They're coming to draw. It's our problem, not theirs. V Vlad says start Eza tomorrow. Havertz too. Got to look out for quicker progressive passes to hopefully penetrate. Fushnika says winning this game and City dropping points will be one hand. Oh, don't. Jonathan says nice to have Leeds and Sunderland back. Oh, geez. And Manny's given his whole team: Raya, Jurien Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiora, Rice, Eza, Havertz, Noni, Trossard, Jesus. Let's work it through, chaps. I think David Raya almost certainly returns in goal. By the way, what are you doing about the cup final, Wayne? Would you?
Raya starts. Yeah.
Raya starts.
Ooh.
No, we've seen this before.
I want to see Wayne's face.
Yeah. No. Just you start your best team in the cup final.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Scott Graham says I want to see Havertz and Gyökeres back together again. So let me know your starting lineups. I'll come to you guys for your predictions shortly. So right across the back four. Lots of talk about Ben White coming back into the team tomorrow. Depending on who you follow and what you believe and what you sort of read on socials, I think Timber might see out tomorrow. Double, you're nodding.
Yeah, I would start White if he's fit, obviously with the caveat. I think we've got a squad. We've rotated well so far in the season, and we've got a lot of games coming up. Some tough games in there as well. So we need to utilise the squad. So I'd bring in White, and I think Nketiah put in a real shift on the weekend. So I would rotate him as well for either Calafiori if he's fit or Lewis Skelly, because I think it's going to be one of those games where you need those kind of dynamic players that can help you break down a mid block, and Calafiori and Lewis Skelly offer those sort of dynamic moments that will help.
That's a great shout. I think Calafiori, if he's fit enough to sprint the way that he did, taking all his clothes off and running towards Kai, then he's obviously fit to play tomorrow. I think Calafiori is just the most wonderful footballer, and what he does for us in attack, sitting just on the outside of the box and tucking into midfield, brilliant. It's what Miles Lewis-Skelly was doing so well in his breakout season, but obviously he's faded a little bit. And just on Nketiah, I thought he was outstanding in the week. I thought he dealt with the physical, sort of grapple with Liam Delap really well, who's of course a centre forward. And then when Esteval came on, again, kept both of them in his pocket. It'd be probably hard done by to be left out tomorrow, but Calafiori does more with the ball. Saliba, Gabriel, I think we're both agreed. So, hopefully it's Ben White. I think it will be Ben White, depending on, based on what I'm hearing. Midfield 3. Any changes? I mean, Rice said himself on the CBS interview he was bollocksed. Zubimendi looks absolutely dead, and Eza came in and was okay. What are you guys doing in the central 3? Chat, let me know what you guys doing in midfield.
I think you've got to keep it the same. I think it's one of those unfortunate situations where if you had a Marino or an Odegaard that were fit, I'd argue that you could do something else. But we're in a situation where we've not seen Norgard start a single Premier League game. I know he's had a couple of Champions League games in the kind of ones that you expect to win, and a couple of the cup ties. But apart from that, he's not been started in the Premier League, and there's a reason for that. That's not saying he's not a good footballer, but we need to keep the level as high as possible. And I think just sticking to that same formula. Even though they're dead, I think they're going to be okay.
They've got 5 days before the Brentford game on Thursday, so there's enough time to rest by comparison. We're used to kind of playing every 2 to 3 days. Get the job done, and Norgard can come on, and whoever else can come on in midfield. So, yeah.
And I'd say as well, just looking forward as well, I think we've got more rotatable games than Sunderland at home. We've got Wigan at home in the FA Cup, Wolves away in the Premier League. I know it's a Premier League game, but they're pretty torrid. I know they've improved a little bit, but Wigan is definitely their game where you look and think, okay, we can really, really rotate here. Yeah. So yeah, I think midfield 3 same for me.
A couple of chats from Mosquera saying that he's obviously there available as a right back as well, but I think it will be White in midfield. I mean, look, Mikel Merino, losing him is actually quite gutting because he would have been that utility player, this sort of Spanish army knife, as we've called him on this channel. Really sort of gutted for him. Ethan Wanyeri, of course, out on loan. Max Dowman not yet fit. Saka obviously out. And Odegaard, I don't think, is in the squad for tomorrow. So Eza, Zubimendi, Rice, I think will be the three. Christian Norgard, bless him, hasn't done anything wrong. I think we're sleeping on him. I think he's being criminally underused. I think he's a fine player. Captain of Brentford, of course, so he's very, Premier League proven, know what it's about. Maybe the Wigan Wolves, he'll get a sort of run of games. Maybe he'll play against his former club. I don't know. I hope he doesn't, actually, because the emotional side of it, I don't want that sort of implicating anything. Okay, so we're going for that middle three. And then up top, what are we doing?
I think Madueke starts right wing because I think he's the most natural right winger that we have.
I think, especially after Leeds.
And I don't really like. I'm not a particular fan of Martinelli at right wing, which is kind of the only other way that you could potentially skin it. I think Martinelli put in a really good shift against Chelsea, to be honest. I think he put in a real shift. I don't think he had his best game in terms of in the things that he can do, but I think the shift he puts in is phenomenal every time. But I would rotate him for Trossard because I think we're going to need a Trossard-esque player to break down Sunderland, and I'd bring in Kai as well. And that's not a slight on Gyökeres because I think he is improving and I think he's had better moments in the last kind of 6 weeks in an Arsenal shirt, and I think he is slowly getting there. But I think Kai kind of offers us what we want for this game.
Another shout from Fushnaka saying Trossard, Madueke and Havertz. Wayne, for you?
Yeah, I'm with Dobbo. I think Madueke, Trossard and Kai.
Okay. Well, there we go. So look, I think Sunderland will come. They will set up a low block or mid block. It'll be quite frustrating. 5-4-1, I expect. But where do you think the game is going to be won and lost? What's your predictions, chaps? So Dobbo's gone early with a 2-0. A comfortable 2-0, Dobbo, or clinging on to the end, fighting for what we have and breaking through in the 85th minute?
I think it'll be comfortable. But I think it'll be one of those weird ones. I think the first half's going to be a bit ropey and a bit cagey, and we're all going to be in and ahhing at half time and going, okay, we need to step it up. But then I think we'll come out and we'll put on a bit of a performance in the second half, and it'll be one of those comfortable ones where we get 2 goals in quick succession and then just kind of see the game out.
I think Victor starts tomorrow, by the way. That's what I want. I want Madueke, Victor and Trossard to start tomorrow. I think Havertz will come off the bench, and that's probably quite sensible from Arteta, to be honest, unless he starts him and gives him a half. Wayne, for you? As Vlad says 2-0 to the Arsenal. Kenny said 3-1. Mohammed said 4-0. Manny said 1-0. Wow, we just can't seem to make our minds up. Jonathan says 2-0. Gyökeres and Zubimendi. 3-0 says AFC 777. Number one Fish says 5-0. Tamina, I think, said 7-0 at the start. Yeah, we're all over the place tonight, ladies and gents. Go on, Wayne. What are you saying?
I want to go 1-0, but I'm going to go 1-0 every single game from here on out, and the own goal to be the winner. Just rattle them some more. 1-0 own goal, just rattle them some more.
Why not? Who needs to score goals when everyone's doing it for us, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Hey? They want us to win the league.
Look at us. Right, I'm going to go for just a 2-0. That would do me so nice. A Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff, clean sheet, 2-0, job done, feet up, Super Sunday, bosh.
We all walk in alone tomorrow or Sunday?
Yeah, mate. I mean, come on, Arsepool FC, isn't it? Isn't that the thing?
Yeah, honestly.
I might have to get the old what's the Liverbird on the cannon sort of.
The Liverbird, the Liverbird.
Whatever it's called, Liverbird. What a day Sunday will be. So that is it, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. Hundreds of you watching. If you are following on socials, please do follow Yembele. He's available at Verge 59. Do send him some love. His daughter is poorly tonight. We wish him all the very best. If anybody wants to follow Dubbo, he's available at Dubbo0107. Wayne is available at Wayne's World 20_ or Wayne's World 20_ _.
You can catch me at Wembley in 27 days or whatever it is.
Indeed. Co-host and owner of the Can You Believe It podcast. Can you, after Carnu, the Arsenal ledge. We'll be back tomorrow with a match reaction video as soon as I get home from the Emirates. Might wait for sort of 7-8 o'clock, wait for the Newcastle game to pass, and then we will watch and enjoy and hopefully rejoice and reminisce and reflect on what is a glorious afternoon at the Emirates, hopefully. And then we'll look ahead to Sunday, Super Sunday. And if City drop points at Anfield, we're going live Sunday night, no doubt about it. I mean, yeah, that's just there. If you're still listening, which hundreds of you are, just shy of 400 of you watching live right now, please do drop a like on the video before you go. It's a massive help to the channel. It's completely free to do, and it's really easy to do. It helps the channel in terms of profile. If you are tuning in for the first time and you've enjoyed tonight's show, please do, of course, subscribe and set your notifications. If you're a channel member and Patreon member, really appreciate you. And if you're on socials, thank you so much for following. It's a great community that we're building, great community on Patreon that we've built as well. And very, very grateful for your time. Enjoy the weekend, chaps. Enjoy the weekend, ladies and gents. A chance for Arsenal to go 9 points clear tomorrow. 9. Bye for now.